Welcome, everyone, to a brand new episode of the Pepper Pack Podcast. I am your host, the random dude, Josh, and with me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend, the Dr. Pepper teacher himself, Mr. Zach Bowman.
The
Zach, how
other
are you?
host. I'm doing better.
You're
As
doing
I shared
better?
with you earlier, this last week was rough. I had lots of vomit throughout my family, and it was
That
fun
sounds
because
gross.
it always occurred at night, and I was just like, poor baby, what? Help, wife, wake up!
See,
And so
that's when you
thankfully she
just
was
go
right
down the
here.
neighborhood and just paint your neighbor's doors that you don't like with vomit and then just
What? So
run.
here's the thing. I felt so bad because it was Tuesday night. No,
Mm-hmm.
yes, it was Tuesday night because um, my wife had just had the day off, and I took the monitor so that way she could sleep better and didn't hear it as much.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard my daughter start crying, and for some reason I thought it was my alarm clock and I needed to get up. Well, it was only 1 o'clock in the morning, so I get up, I go to the bathroom, I start getting ready, and I look at the clock in the bathroom. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? And so I go get back in bed, and my daughter's standing on the edge of her bed, and her monitor's up above her, so like all I can see is just her head.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the angle she is. She's just crying. So she's been teething, and so I'm like, okay, I'll wait. Let's see if she'll go back to sleep. And she didn't. So my wife's like, just go give her some Tylenol. So I got some medicine, and I opened the door. And as soon as I opened the door, I just smelled it, and it was vomit. Then I
Oh,
felt awful because she's sitting there crying, like has no idea what's going on.
yeah.
And so then I felt bad that she'd been sitting there waiting, and yeah, it was a fun night.
Ugh.
But to make the night better,
We're gonna crack open some Dr. Pepper because I'm
I mean,
thirsty.
I haven't had one today. I've been waiting for our show. I haven't drank my usual
Oh,
free one.
I'm so proud of you for sticking with that. All right, well, 3, 2, 1. Oh, that's just
That one didn't open very well, but that's okay.
come on.
Oh, praise the
Oh,
Lord. Can't forget.
well, while you're on the struggle bus with the
I like
with that
potatoes.
wonderful.
I should have waited till you took a drink.
No, see, I'm staying on top of it as best as I can. But if you guys missed our live episode, we unveiled the Pepper Pack, the Perspective Pepper Pack program. So if you're listening to this and you're not a member of the Pepper Pack, but feel that you really should be, we've got the platform for you. So if you're watching this on YouTube, click the link is right there, right there, right there. And then it's also going to be in the description. Click that link, fill out the form, and you never know, maybe on the show. So
I need to get that link from you because I was actually talking to some people in some Dr. Pepper collector clubs because somebody posted about the birthday cake Dr. Pepper and like, oh, how do we get this? I want to be in the Pepper Pack. I can't apply. And I was like, funny you should say that. Me and my friend Josh.
So that actually brings up a good point because the link in all of our social media, the link tree link, it's already on there. So you can just give them that, and it's at the very bottom.
So no, I'll do that.
Yep.
And because they're like, we want this link because we want. I told them that there's no guarantee, but we want to get their voice get out, and we want to spotlight them. And so I had several people that are asking for that info.
Yeah.
So
so that's where you can find it. But before we get to our awesome guest, who, to be honest, I'm very excited to talk to tonight. Might be a little starstruck, but don't quote me on that. But I believe you have some Dr. Pepper history for us tonight. Today, tonight, tomorrow, whenever you all listen to this.
Yep, pretty much. So let me figure out what I'm doing. So join me on a journey as we get into a Dr. Pepper time machine. Almost like Little Sweet if you've read the comic. If you haven't read the comic, you're missing out because it's awesome. My students love it. All right, I think it's this PowerPoint. Yep.
I love that you have PowerPoints for this.
Dude, I use PowerPoint every day for school. It's so awesome because then I don't have to like pull out paper copies of everything, and I can just reopen that file and change the date. It saves me so much time. Yeah. But Dr. Pepper history with the Zach, that's me, the Dr. Pepper teacher. That's also me. Today we are going to talk about Dr. Pepper.
Really?
The most misunderstood beverage.
Okay.
So this is in the 1960s. They ran this slogan, America's most misunderstood soft drink. So maybe I should have reworded that, but that's okay. I don't care. I still like it. And this is an ad that I think I have this ad. I've seen it on eBay, but I'm just going to read it for you. For those who are listening and can't see this on YouTube, it says, America's most misunderstood soft drink. Just mention Dr. Pepper to someone who's never has the T words, I'm going to say, attempted to taste it. And right away, their story starts. Our name, for instance, with all the names in the world are to choose from, we had to go and pick one with a doctor in it. So if some people go around insisting that we're everything from an elixir to some magic health tonic, who are we to blame them? Now take pepper. No wonder a lot of people think we're not. A lot of people think we are hot and spicy. And how about our color brown, just like a cola? Some people think we're just another cola, which we're not. First of all, Dr. Pepper is a soft drink, and we don't mind telling you it's one of the best. Second, we come in only one flavor, which tastes different from any other soft drink. And third, if you want to know any more about Dr. Pepper, the only way to find out is to have one for yourself. Then you'll know why, in spite of all the misunderstandings, we're still one of America's largest selling soft drinks, or one of the largest selling soft drinks in America. And there's just this fun little ad. I love the little cauldron cooking up something and pouring in the Dr. Pepper bottle, and all the old Doc magic elixir over here. The little bottle with bubbles.
So is that insinuating that this is sinfully delicious?
I think it's sinful to not enjoy it.
Okay, I can get yeah, I can get on with that.
Mm-hmm. But and then let me go into my collection of wonders real fast.
And this whole time I thought he would have been prepared for this. He's killing me. Absolutely killing me tonight. It's okay. I'll forgive him. I'll pray for his soul later.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
You're a jerk. I'll watch it later and be like, oh, you mean person. So Dario actually has one of these, so I'm not going to... He actually showed me about it, and I found one on eBay. A nice big old button.
Nice.
With this slogan. It's one of the few slogans, or one of the few items I have with this slogan on it. Probably the harder ones to find, I would say. And
I like it.
And like I said, well, I've mentioned before, but a year and a half ago, I posted something on the Pepper Pack Facebook page with just all these different slogans and logos, and I was like, well, which one's your favorite? And that's when I looked up on like all the different websites and where I can find all the past history of them. And I was like, I had never heard of this. I had no idea what it was. So just fun little history there for you.
I like it. I like it a lot.
So when people say I'm addicted, I go, no, you're just misunderstanding.
I can get on with that, yeah.
I'm doing one a day. I mean,
I know you're so misunderstood right now.
Mm-hmm.
Going from drinking an amount that you won't admit on air to just one day.
A lot.
A lot.
A lot. Well, we've talked about the most I've drank in one day, haven't we?
And no, because you said that you didn't want to say it on air.
Oh, no. I've shared this. I've shared this before. The most I've ever consumed in one day that I counted was 27 cans.
Holy crap, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. So the thought of the acid reflux that I would get from that would no.
Yeah, so my church was doing a 40-day fast a few years ago, and my dad was like, "Oh, I'd tell you to fast Dr. Pepper, but I know you can't." And I hate when people tell me I can't do stuff because they don't believe me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did it. I did 40 days, stop cold turkey, no Dr. Pepper. I didn't have any other soft drinks. And then my first day, after my fast, I was working at Dylan's back when they had a video rental department, Photo Lab.
Yeah.
So I had 3 cans back there while I was working, and I get off, my friend calls me and says, hey, we're playing Pong, and I don't drink, so I brought over a 24-pack of Dr. Pepper, drank the whole thing there, went home, went to bed. Everyone asked me how I slept that night. I say it's personal, but on my side.
Jeez. Oh, man. Well, you know, it's funny. You mentioned, how you sleep, whether it's on your back or on your side. So our guest for this episode,
she knocks people out.
She does. She really does. Now, I don't think you could take her finisher move, the back slice. I don't think you could do it. Although I would happily sit ringside and watch.
No. See, I got to make up the songs. You got to take the punishment. You got to fight her.
Oh, well, you know
and
what? Let's bring her in. Our guest for this episode is
the one,
the only Skylar Slice. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Kind of terrified now that he's kind of put me in this position that I'm gonna have to take a bump or two.
Well, it happens. I'll go easy on you if it ever happens.
Well, I've
seen videos of her fight. She's not gonna go easy on you.
Trust me, I have seen plenty of her matches, and I am fully aware. But before we get into the wrestling stuff, Skylar, tell us a little bit about yourself, and yeah, we'll just start from there.
Okay, well, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I am 30 years old. Besides pro wrestling, I'm a teacher during the week, and then usually my weekends I'm on the road, or I even get flown out places to go wrestle, and that's just what I do for a little extra money and for some fun. I've wrestled in 12 different states, one other country, and I've done some work for WWE before.
Oh, that's cool.
I've done some extra work for them.
So what grade do you teach? Because I'm just wondering how you can incorporate the wrestling.
Oh, I teach 9th through 12th grade, so I'm a high school teacher. Yeah.
So hey, I'm going to put you in a headlock.
It's funny you say that because
jump off the desk and bring the elbow down.
Right. I'm actually the in-house suspension room teacher at my school. So I let the kids believe, because they find out I'm a wrestler. Like somehow, like first day, I'm like, oh, hi. And then they're like, so what do you do? Are you a fighter or what? Sometimes they don't like understand what a pro wrestler is. So they're like, so are you like Ronda Rousey or someone? I'm just like, yes. So I just let them, and then
I'm who Ronda Rousey wishes she could be.
Right. But no, they're like, kids will be like, oh, you don't want to mess with her. She'll slam you. And so I just let them believe it. And I don't have any problems most of the time.
You know what? I guess as long as they know that they're going to be put through a table if they start acting out.
Yep. I've put my husband through a table before, so he knows better now.
All right, thank you guys for joining us tonight. It's been great talking to you, Skylar.
Oh,
I'm gonna go home now. No, that's all good.
Zach's gonna sit there and go, the table.
Hey, Josh.
What? Oh, you already finished one? Oh, okay.
Yeah, those glass bottles, man. I just go through them.
I don't even know why I keep track for you anymore, because within 2 or 3 minutes, I'm going to have to change it again, because there we go. And I wasn't going to change can and bottle, so there you go.
Yeah.
So, Skylar, tell us about your first experience with Dr. Pepper. How did you become a Dr. Pepper fanatic?
Well, I'm sure you get this answer a lot, but since I was a little kid, that was my go-to, is Dr. Pepper, either for breakfast, after school, whatever. So always drinking Dr. Pepper, and just became a fanatic. My niece actually got accepted into the Pepper Pack before I did. And she was real excited about it. I was like, oh, I'll look into that. And I actually went through my wrestling persona to do it. Like, put all my wrestling social media accounts on there, because I have just more followers there on like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. I get more followers through my wrestling than my real life persona. So I put all that on there and then got accepted, and real excited about it. It was like posting on my Facebook, and it just kind of turned into like what you call like your gimmick, your personality. So like my gimmick, I go out there and I come out to the Dr. Pepper song by Michael Jackson, and I'll hand out like Dr. Pepper to the fans. And I have a new finisher now that I call the Dr. Pepper plunger. So like you mentioned the back slice earlier. Yeah, you mentioned the back slice, which it's changed to Dr. Pepper plunger. So it's just kind of became my persona in the wrestling ring.
I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that.
And you know
all these fun ideas of new wrestling names I can make up for you. And you
can send them my way. I'm always looking for different stuff. And then I also come out with the big little sweet Diet Dr. Pepper can.
Okay. You got that outfit?
Yeah, I got that for Halloween one year, but then I was like, well, I don't want to just like wear it once, so I like wear the jacket out to the ring sometimes, and I bring that Dr. Pepper can, and I've hit people with it, or people have tried to hit me with it, and it backfires, and it's just it's such a fun gimmick. I'm glad like it all kind of rolled together.
That's just a very creative way to utilize that, and I mean, being a member of the Pepper Pack, it just fits.
Yeah.
I just got an idea.
Yes, let's hear it.
We need to get Little Sweet to do a tag team with you. And as he's like jumping off the top ring or top rope, like screaming, "It's the sweet one!"
Yeah. Let's book it. Yeah, if you have his information, send it my way, and I'll get him on
we're working everything, all the different angles we can to get him.
Yeah.
So how did you get into wrestling? Like what was the interest? Like what was that moment for you to be like, this is what I want to do?
Well, I watched it, growing up, loved it. I went to college on a full ride basketball scholarship, so I was always just real active. And once I graduated college, I'd say only like 3 or 4 months like went by, and I was like, man, I'm like bored. I'm getting a little chubby because I'm just like sitting there doing nothing. And so my sister and I, we looked up professional wrestling schools because we were watching Total Divas of all things.
I've watched it. I'll
it's
admit
a good show. Yeah,
we were
watching
it's one of the better ones.
Yeah, and we were just like, well, it looks like fun. So we looked into it and found a wrestling school here in Tulsa and went to it, and we've been doing it ever since. I actually met my husband through pro wrestling. When he proposed to me, he super kicked me in the face. And kind of I say he knocked all the sense out of me, and then went and grabbed a chair like he was going to hit me with a chair, and got down on one knee and proposed to me in a wrestling ring. So it's been part of my life for the last 6 years, like such a big part of my life.
That's fun.
Yeah.
That has to be the most unique proposal ever.
Right.
I was going to say, you tell your students, yeah, my husband proposed to me. He started off kicking me in the face.
Yeah.
Well, nothing says true love like a heel to the face.
Like a good kick to the face. Like it was a good one too.
You can only go up from there.
Yeah. I don't know. Some of my students like worry about me because if they don't know like I'm a wrestler, I come in with like all these bruises on my arms, and some of them are like, coach, because I also coach volleyball, and they're like, coach, are you okay? Like everything. I'm like, yeah, I just got it.
See the other guy.
Yeah.
Should see the other girl.
Yeah. I'm like, oh yeah, I took a superplex this weekend, or I took a German suplex, but I'm fine. And they're like, huh?
And it's funny because I'm sure people listening are going to hear that and go, I have no idea what she just said.
Yeah.
And then me, I'm like, oh, okay. I know what that is.
You get it. So you're a wrestling fan.
The gymnastic girls like doing the flips in the air, but you as a wrestler doing these flips in the air and just coming down and smashing somebody.
Yeah, I fall a little less graceful than they do. I don't usually fall on my feet after a flippity-do.
Well, I know. It's all good.
Yeah.
So since you've been in the Pepper Pack, like what have been some of the highlights for you? Obviously, utilizing Dr. Pepper as part of your gimmick.
Yeah.
But what else?
I mean, just getting all of like the merchandise they send you, or the first sip little kits that they send you. I was one of the ones that got the blueberry and
the dark berry.
Yeah, the dark berry Spider-Man one
box in here.
Yeah, I have all those, and the one that came in the little box. So that's always cool to get that. And I'm in love with the cream soda flavor. Like,
have you ever had vanilla float?
No, I haven't. They don't sell it around Oklahoma.
Yeah, they don't sell it around Kansas either. I gotta import it. But that brings me to one of our next questions: is out of all the different flavors that you've had, what's your this is my Dr. Pepper flavor go-to?
It's easily the diet cream soda, which is unfortunate right now because I can't find it anywhere with the aluminum shortage. It's hard to find in Oklahoma, but I was drinking a lot of those a day.
It's hard to find them anywhere, to be honest.
It is, yeah. I think we
actually have them here in Kansas. If y'all want to come up to Kansas and hang out.
Hey, it's not a far drive. I think 3 hours away. I'll do it.
I know you had mentioned to me at one time that you possibly were going to have a match up here in Wichita.
Yeah, I've worked in Wichita before, but with COVID and everything, they've shut down a lot of the Kansas shows that I usually hit up.
What we need to do is we need to have me in the stand with the Dr. Pepper, and I could throw it to you when you're about to get like penned, and you could just be like, "Koosh, boom," and hit the person on the head with it.
Yeah, I could. I've also like have been down and I've used like Dr. Pepper as like my Popeye like spinach like power up. So I'll like drink it and then I'll hawk up and like beat them up real fast. And you can just possibilities are endless with this little character that has come my way.
I approve.
Yeah.
We gotta get like a bunch.
I approve to all the ideas.
I know there's about five. I know there's about 5 or 6 Pepper Pack ambassadors in the Wichita area. If we could all get to the show and like we all storm up and like be your little squad.
Yeah, you guys just come out to the ring with me and like dance with me. That'll dance, get the crowd going.
You've heard.
I will come out to Kansas for that.
You've heard me sing. Just know my dancing is worse.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Josh is like, oh dear Lord.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. As long as we're all having fun.
I may or may not have to take a chair to Zach after.
Just not the head, please. I've already got the TBI.
Oh, no. No. Straight across the back. That's how it goes. Because I'm not professionally trained, so I wouldn't, just my luck, I'd do it wrong and, well, scramble your brains again.
Yeah, don't try this stuff at home.
No, definitely not. Okay, so big question.
Okay.
As you're drinking your Dr. Pepper, do you prefer it in a can, bottle, fountain, 2-liter, or by some other means, IV?
I like it in the can the best. Unless it's the real sugar kind, then I like it in the bottle.
I'll take real sugar anyway I can get
it.
Oh, yeah. That's a good answer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no such thing as a wrong answer, but that was the right answer.
I know.
Oh, man. I'm thirsty.
Me too.
Me too.
Like, I'm already done with 2.
So yeah, I'm still sipping on my diet.
You didn't even tell me you fit.
Well, I'm sitting here debating on, because for those of you who are listening or watching, it's about 9:30. I gotta wake up at like 5:50. My alarm goes off.
Oh, I will have been at work for almost 2 hours.
Josh is like, wow, whatever. And so I'm just like debating on how much I want to drink this, because I'll have no problem going to sleep, but like my feet always get antsy and I'll like roll around. And then my wife's like, stop moving. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I'm asleep, whatever. So I'm just like, how much Dr. Pepper do I want to drink and how much do I want to get slapped tonight? Josh is like, drink 5
I feel like that, yeah. Go for gold, man. Go for the gold.
Go for gold. Oh, I love that movie.
Which movie?
No. That is The Ringer. Go for gold. Yeah, when he first goes to the camp and he's acting.
Yeah, I never watched that. I didn't want to secure my ticket to hell more than I already have. So I passed on that one.
Oh, this is interesting. This liquid almost looked like white, but we'll see if it tastes any funny. Or tastes different.
That doesn't. Gross. So you, Skylar, I'm not gonna lie. You got me on the wrestling kick tonight, which I'm totally cool with.
Yeah, let's talk wrestling.
So who were you, which wrestlers were your inspiration, like the ones that you look up to the most?
Goldberg, Sting, yeah, back in the day, and then
more WCW.
Yeah, and then I like the girls back then, like Trish and Lita and Victoria, and I don't know if you remember Jazz from back in the day, but she actually was a ref. Yeah, she actually reffed my match this weekend. I had a tag match, and she was the guest referee. So I've gotten to meet.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I've gotten to meet a lot of like just my idols. I've got to wrestle Mickie James before, work her, and she was someone I grew up watching. So it's crazy. Like I've never thought in a million years that I would be in a ring with these girls, but there I was. Yeah.
That's awesome. I know I met Maurice. Is it Kelly?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've met her. I did get to meet Hulk Hogan.
Oh, you did? Lucky.
I did. Yeah, he was huge.
I bet.
And then I met his daughter Brooke, and she's just as tall as he is.
Is she?
She's scary.
Oh yeah,
I
she
remember their
is.
show
She is tall.
Yeah.
Was it MTV or VH1?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch Hogan Knows Best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I used to watch the old school wrestling back in like the mid '90s. My dad watched it all the time on like Thursday night.
Oh,
so
the fact that you just said old school and you're referring to the Attitude Era.
But like that's what I feel like, because like I feel like today it's a lot different than it used to be.
Yeah,
the product's totally different.
And so like I remember like the Undertaker. I can see them, like when you say Goldberg, that brought back so many names. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, and his or whatever.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, because during the Attitude Era, you had Austin and The Rock, D-Generation X. You know, those were like the big marquee names for WWE at the time. On WCW,
The Rock was like, "Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?" And you hit it with a can of Dr. Pepper. It's like, yep, tastes good, don't it?
Yeah, I wish.
I would love to see you try that against him. You know, but then you've got WCW where you had, you know, Bret Hart and Hogan, like all those old wrestlers from the 80s and early 90s who jumped over with Ted Turner. I mean, and then you got the Monday Night Wars, which was just fantastic to watch anyway.
Yeah, that was when wrestling was at its peak.
Yeah, that to me was fun. Not to say that it's not fun now, but it just something special about it. I think with the fact that a lot of the promos were unscripted, and just completely ad-libbed. So.
Yeah, I agree though. It was a lot more entertaining in my opinion back then. But it's still good now. I enjoy watching it now.
It is weird. I'll admit it is weird watching it now because of, you know, COVID and all of that. Just having all the TV screens around the ring. That to me is weird.
And it is. I don't understand how they fight 6 feet apart.
They don't. They have to. It's essential in Florida.
That was my COVID joke for Josh. He's like, it's weird watching them with COVID. I'm like, yeah, they got the little 6-foot arms. I got my 6-foot foam finger. They can poke each other. I'm sorry, Skylar.
Yeah,
man, Zach, with your jokes at this point, I'm totally willing to take a Dr. Pepper plunger just to end the pain, stop it.
Josh, it's not a drink; it's a wrestling move.
I know. That's why I said that.
Well, I know, but I figured you want the drink as well.
I'll drink it and then take the finisher, and I'll be good. But
all right. Well,
what?
I was thinking, you told us your you say your niece is in the Pepper Pack?
Yeah.
Who is your niece?
Elizabeth Estrada.
Because I've made it like my own personal mission to send everyone in the Pepper Pack a friend request, and knowing not everyone has accepted it. I'm just thinking if I've recognized that name, so she probably hasn't added me yet.
You probably got to the point where Facebook was like, "Hey, you've added too many people."
They actually have done that several times to me. Like, you're not allowed to add any more people. I'm like, but they're my Pepper Pack family.
Yeah, I've reached I think it's 5,000 is the limit. 5,000 friends. So
I don't have that many friends. People don't like me. But,
yeah, I'll get like friend requests and I can't accept them because I've like reached my friend limit, so they have to like go like a like page or something.
I'm glad
I just delete people.
I got in there before you.
Let's see. See, this is what happens when I get even just a little bit starstruck. My whole train of thought just goes out the window. So take that as a huge compliment.
Not starstruck.
No, when I can't think straight, especially on a podcast, that to me is when it's like, okay, yep. Not a bad thing. Total compliment at that point.
Well, thank you.
I told Josh who we were chatting with tonight, and he's like, "You mean like the wrestler?" And I was like, "Yeah."
I nerded
because
out.
I knew you as Skylar Slice from the Pepper Pack first. He probably knew you as Skylar Slice, the wrestler, and then knew you were in the Pepper Pack.
Yeah. Well, I hope I didn't disappoint.
No. I like what I like, and
Okay,
I like
cool.
wrestling, and the fact that you like Dr. Pepper, and you've incorporated that within your gimmick is fantastic.
Yep. I like it too.
So, that's the question.
That's the question.
What has been your favorite match, like top match, most memorable?
Let's go back to when I wrestled Mickie James, because like I said, she was someone I grew up watching, and stepping in the ring with her and just getting to meet her, like share a locker room with her. Like, she was the coolest person. And when I did my extra work at WWE, we do like a tryout match. And after my tryout match, she remembered like having a match with me and went over and talked to me. So I'd say my most memorable match was with Mickie James as a triple threat match. So there's another girl in the ring, and I actually ended up winning the match. So I'm always like, I beat Mickie James, but I didn't pin her, but I won the match that I was in with her. So that was like the biggest highlight of my wrestling career so far.
Do you feel that that's like being in the ring with her allowed you to maybe up your game as far as just skill and technique and stuff like that?
100%. Just like what you call lock up when you walk up with them. Just the difference between her and what I was used to. I tried to carry it over into my matches, other matches that I do, just because it was solid, and the way she just moves without. It sounds crazy, but moves without doing anything. Like if she's not doing a move, but she's like making ring positioning, something you can learn just stepping in there with her, and especially chatting with her. Like, she had a lot of knowledgeable stuff to say.
Well, I'm sure being in the ring as long as she has, and at the level she has, not to mention having Vince McMahon like watch her every move, saying, if you're not doing it right, Vince is going to be breathing down your neck,
right?
At that point,
she's good. She's technically sound. I wish they'd do. She's signed right now, and I wish they'd do more with her. But I think she's she might be injured right now, or was injured and just now coming back. So I'd like to see more of her.
So once we get, as a nation, a hold of the whole COVID spread and everything, and people are allowed to like see each other again, they need to do another Pepper Pack meetup like they did in Oklahoma. Was it 2 years ago? I don't remember.
Yeah, whenever it was, I remember. And I wanted to go, but I had to work.
They need to do a wrestling match though.
Hey,
where people come and wrestle you for 30 seconds, and if they survive, they get a free Dr. Pepper.
Hey, let's make it happen. I own my own wrestling ring. I own 2 of them actually, so I'll bring the wrestling ring.
I'll just come and drink Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, that's fine. Did you go to the meetup in Oklahoma?
I did. I almost didn't make it though.
Yeah.
So like I that was not including.
It was on a Thursday or something, wasn't it?
It was in October, I believe.
Yeah.
Not including my daughter being born. That was the second day of school that I had missed in the 4 years that I had been teaching.
Really?
I've been at this school 6 years. And the other time I missed was for my haircut with Dr. Pepper.
Really?
So, yeah, I left Wichita like 3 a.m. because I wanted to be there right when it started.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be the first person there, and I stayed the whole time. And I almost didn't make it out of Wichita because as I was leaving out of Wichita, getting on the toll road, the semi was driving in front of me, and all of a sudden it looked like a big old ice chest just fell off the back of it, and I had to swerve, and like I don't know where it dropped from. I don't know how it dropped from, but I was driving my wife's car and I barely missed it. And I was like, oh
my gosh,
I almost didn't even make it to the Dr. Pepper place.
Well, I'm glad you did.
I lived, and I got there, and I drank a lot of Dr. Pepper, and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, but I went to that place this summer. I mean, there wasn't a Dr. Pepper meetup, but I went inside and looked. Yeah,
fried pie.
Yeah, I went inside and I was like, I'm going back, and I just went back outside. Like it wasn't any. Yeah, I was like, this would have been cool.
It's a fun little tourist shop. But...
Yeah, but they have that like Turner Falls in Oklahoma there. So that's where me and my husband, my son, all went. But
Fun.
I know if they ever do that again, need to meet up with everyone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told when they put out the invitation, what are some fun Dr. Pepper ideas? I think there was a lot of us just said we wanted to hang out, and that's why they came up with that
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper thing.
Yeah, but I think it was I couldn't call in to work to miss because I already missed. I think I missed to work WWE, so I was out of personal days.
Yeah. I'm sick. I'm
right.
to the
I mean, it makes sense. You're getting
doctor?
to do
Dr. Pepper.
extra work.
Yeah.
for the biggest wrestling promotion in the world. Although
right.
I think one of the other ones is making some headway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So.
I'd like to get on that other one eventually. They bring in a lot of people that are at my level, the AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you keep up. Yeah, I don't know if you keep up with it, but there's a lot of girls that I've shared a ring with that are on TV there. So,
So for people that are listening or like me and don't know about this other thing that you're talking about, what other league are we allowed to say or not?
I forget that you're not a wrestling fan, so I'm speaking wrestling, and you're like,
oh. I just don't. I'm not familiar with it. I'll watch it now and then, but I'm not
It's another TV show it's on TNT, and it's another wrestling show. And,
yeah. So it was started by former wrestlers from WWE. It was
Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that weren't signed anymore, so they kind of started their own company, and they're on Wednesday nights, and WWE's on Monday and Friday nights.
Gotcha.
Do they move SmackDown to Friday?
Mm-hmm. Oh. Yeah, with Fox.
Jeez, I remember when that was on.
Come on, Josh, pay attention.
Well, I remember when SmackDown was on Thursdays on UPN.
Way back in the day, right?
Yeah, I remember that too.
See?
Again, that's back for me. That was that. I was in high school, so that was right when I was watching all the time, and just I got caught up in the Monday Night Wars, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
totally fine with it.
One of my good friends from college, he's a big wrestling fan, and he'd always be telling me about different people and different moves, and he's just this big, stocky guy, and if me and him were good friends, so if anyone ever wanted to mess with me, he'd be like, hey, leave him alone. I'm like, see, I got my muscle. So if I tell him I talked to you, he'll probably be like, what? And you didn't give me an autograph? I'm like, sorry.
Sorry.
I'll get you a signed empty Dr. Pepper can later.
Right.
Yeah, I was just in preparing for this, I was just kind of reminiscing on other wrestlers I met. The Godfather, super nice guy. I don't know if you've ever met him.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, super nice. Got to wear his vest and the pimp hat. That was
cool.
Fun. And actually got to hold the Intercontinental title.
Yeah. I worked a show with Hacksaw.
Oh.
So he was cool.
Yeah. Good old Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Yep. That was the first name I ever worked a show with. And he was just real nice. He just went out there in sweatpants and did his little spot and then went back to the locker room. I was like, oh, that's cool.
At that point, for how old those guys are, it's not like they can. I mean, they could get in the ring and
they're just
some stuff, but
they're just there to make an appearance and make some money and then go home. You can't expect them to go out there when they've been doing this for years and have just this 5-star clinic match. But it's just kind of cool to see them and meet them.
Yeah,
it keeps the atmosphere alive.
Yeah.
Well, and for people who may not have had the opportunity to attend those live events,
Well, that's what I'm saying, just that atmosphere.
Yeah.
Just for them to see it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I could talk wrestling for hours.
Yeah, don't tempt me.
Well, you know what? We'll save that for another episode. Okay, we'll bring you back on.
Oh,
whenever we talk to your niece, we'll get you. We could surprise her and not tell her that you're joining us.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if she could see if you were backstage. I don't know how Josh would work with that magic. But if we're like, do you ever just hate surprises and then pop? Except we've just ruined it and pulled all
it would be like you're running to the ring.
Yeah.
So, although she listens to this episode, she may be aware of
Yeah,
it.
that's why I was like, I just ruined it. I told her everything.
Yeah, I plugged you guys on Twitter. I said I was doing this, so she might
Awesome.
know.
None of this happened.
I'll go delete my tweet.
No. We want followers.
No. Okay. We appreciate that.
Okay. Like which one is
that being said, where is the best place for people to be able to follow you on social media?
Facebook and Twitter are probably the best places. I have an Instagram, but I juggle that with my my real life Instagram and my wrestling Instagram.
Okay.
So yeah, Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, and just at Skylar Slice.
Skylar Slice. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The one and only.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, for those of you watching, make sure to go follow Skylar on Facebook and Twitter.
Or she will beat you up.
That's right.
Yeah, if we don't see her, see her follower count go up, we give her full permission to chase after you with a chair.
It's either her follower count or her body count. Which one do you guys want to go with?
No, make your choice.
Awesome. Well, Skylar, thank you again so much for joining us on the show. I had an absolute blast, and I hope you did as well. So,
thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. And that being said, for those of you watching, listening, thanks so much for joining us on this episode of the Pepper Pack Podcast. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Pepper Pack Pod. And as always, if you want your official Pepper Pack Podcast merchandise, head over to redbubble.com, #not sponsored. But that's the only place to get our official merchandise. And as always, we will catch you guys on the next one.